Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Chris. The Beef is in the house. It's in our blood to be strong. You know, it's in our history, it's in our heritage. And for me, just to be here, I said it before, it's a dream come true. Last year I was sat over there cheering on Connor, one of my training partners, and this year I'm here going against some of my heroes, so anybody can do it, you just got to put your mind to it. Sorry, do you want me to say everything from the start again? Don't know the last time these were washed. This is a nightmare. This is the first time I've ever done this. That's what we want. And then right back there.
What's happening here, Chris?
Just started from a wee YouTube thing, the first one, on my kind of journey to Scotland's Strongest Man again. Hi guys, I'm Chris Beetham, also known as The Beef. Today is episode 1 of a 6-part series documenting my journey to Scotland's Strongest Man 2026. This will be my 9th final in a row. I've won it once, I've been on the podium a few times, can't remember how many times. And really excited to bring you on this journey. So today we've got some overhead pressing and some events flung in there too with some accessories. So let's get to it and see how we get going. Key to strongman work is just get yourself prepared as quickly as you can, doing as little as possible. It's basically just my hips and my back, get them warmed up. I've had issues in the past, that's how I ended up in strongman. So my warm-up generally looks like the same to get my body moving, and then I'll focus on specifics for the exercises I'm doing. But the first exercise I'm doing is bag toss, so I just need to get warmed up, and then the actual bags will help finish me off. So I'm not going to set the bag toss frame up tonight, purely because I want to focus on just being explosive and just throwing the bags as high as I can, plus somebody's using the yoke. Top tip for anybody in bag toss, the bags are generally set 3 metres away. Depending which comp you go to, some will be spread out horizontally, which I would prefer, and some are spread out vertically, which I find a wee bit trickier. But one top tip is to have a little marker set about 1.5 metres away. For me, you can check for yourself where's best. So I know if I see that out my peripheral vision there, as long as I'm behind that and I throw, I'm generally going to get the right height and the right trajectory on my bags. Using Cerberus strength bags today, 18 and 20 kilo. We'll see how it goes. So I'll do a couple of warm-up throws, and then I'll set a timer. I think I have to do this as an EMOM or every 30 seconds. But it'll basically just by the time I get the bag set, we'll have to throw again. And avoid the roof trusses. So that was all right. I know those roof trusses are set at 5 metres or 5.05 metres. So the bags are going pretty much that height, if not more. So that's fine. It's not a good start, is it? This is a nightmare. This is the first time I've ever done this. And there's guys come to my gym, I've had like, I was going to say a bad word there, I've had rows for doing this. What a tube. First time. Right. We're going to just leave the markers, and that'll show you that, and we're just going to work in between the middle. You can tell when they're quite good throws because your placement is exactly where they're meant to be. They're like right next to each other. Gym's been going 6 years. Yeah, so it's growing and growing.
Coaching for that time as well?
Coaching probably a little bit longer. I started off PTing face-to-face in a small, it was a physiotherapy facility, but they wanted to cover all bases and sort of rehabilitating clients. I started doing small athlete groups in there because I found it harder to engage with sort of general population. I needed people more in my mindset. Definitely found it easier to relate to other athletes and try and guide them because I'd been through that process. And then with things changing in my life with the family, I realised that I just didn't have the time to train strongman because I was growing in strongman at the time. It was becoming a bigger part of my life. And to coach at the same time, and that was running about the same time I had Cash, my first sponsor. So again, you sort of reassess where you're at and think, well, how can I make this work otherwise? And it's when online coaching was really in its infancy, I kind of jumped on board with that and tried to make that work, and it just really took off from there. So there's been stages at throughout the last few years I'm thinking, should I quit my structural engineering job to just focus on this full time? But again, you have your family there as well and mortgage, and it's really just that juggling act again. Done. 5 sets of 2 Viking press, 130 kilo in the hands, EMOM, and then 1 set with 140 in the hands. AMRAP. So that'll be spicy. That's what we want. And then right back there. Come on, Ian. Used to be my biggest weakness. I dislocated my left shoulder twice playing rugby when I was playing that. Like that was my main sport, and throughout a lot of that period, I just never pressed above my head because it was sore. And I did my rehab, and I just left it at that. I just benched and done the other compound movements. So when I came to strongman, I found it was something I had to really work hard at to get good. And a lot of my first few competitions, I would zero the overhead. But recently, over the last few years, like I'm always the top 3 in a comp now in overhead. So you'll see, it always feels good. Even across the movements, I don't really have a weakness in whether it's log, axe, or dumbbell or Viking. They all seem to be okay. So yeah, I'm getting on all right with Viking now. We'll see how it goes. I need a wee bit more weight. I'm a wee bit soft when it comes to smelling salts. So I just like the blue ones. Sub-Zero with Cerberus. Beef 10, by yours. They're a wee bit gentler than the red ones. It's not feeling that easy, but 4 sets to go. So we've got a Viking press in both UK Strongest Man in 2 weeks and in the Scottish Strongest Man final, which is 8 weeks, I think. I quite like having lots of comps on, because it stops me overthinking about one thing and sort of hyper-focusing on one comp. So it's quite good for me to have lots on. I start to struggle a wee bit if I have big gaps and one thing to think about. So having lots to do, lots to think about keeps me motivated, I suppose. But it's really helpful that the two federations have the same exercise in both comps. So being so close together and being the same weight, it's really helpful. That was better. That's set 3. So you go. Sure, 3? Can't remember. We'll say 3. UK's used to be 3 days back to back. This year and last year was a day 1 on the first weekend. Then you had a week to recover for 2 days on that weekend. So on the Saturday this year, 8 guys per category. 2 guys drop out each category. The following weekend it's 6 per category, 2 guys don't make it, and then in the final it's 8 guys. So it's really, really tough. Out of the guys who drop out, they will have done an eliminator, and 1 guy will make it through that. So you want to avoid the bottom 3 each day, because you do not want to be doing an extra event when we've got 16 events or something to do anyway over 3 days. I've done an eliminator once. I got eliminated my first year at UK's about 5 years ago. I think it's my 5th UK's now. And every other year I've made the final quite, well, not easily, but fairly comfortably. So hopefully same again this year. I think day 1 will be my hardest day this year with the event selection there. So we'll see. This is in the final, so we're thinking about the final.
What do you feel makes this different Dodge?
Dodge is certainly different. I think obviously at my own gym I can sort of almost, I don't know what to use the word, but dictate how I want it to be. And when we started the club as a powerlifting club, Westside versus World had just came out, and I watched it, and I'd already knew about Lily Simmons anyway and a lot of stuff they'd done, but I was like, that's what I want Dodge to be like, but strongman. And effectively, we set rules as a group with the original members. Some of them's here tonight. With what we wanted, what we expected from each member, the work ethic. Although I'm talking loads tonight, not much talking, just getting on with it, as you can see the guys doing. Hardly on your phone, and really just everybody sort of striving for success. When it's too much now, kids at sports days and things like that, it's like, it's about taking part and everything, but somebody's got to win. And that's what I want this place to be. It's about people trying to win. No, there's nothing intimidating me. I've competed against most of the guys before. I know what to expect. The more driving force behind me is, having listened to the commentary and the live stream or the live TV from UK's last year, is that everybody was so surprised that I was fighting and leading the show. So there's no reason I can't do it again, and I'm going there to fight for the win. And it's the same for Scotland's. Like last year, I really felt the pressure of being Scotland's strongest man, and I struggled with that a little bit. And I competed well. I could have done any more, but I got smashed on the day and I came 3rd. So I know my time's probably running out to keep competing at that level. I'm 38, a couple of years of being Masters. I still feel like I can compete, but I know that you can't go on forever. So it's just another opportunity with good events for me that I know I can really push for the win, and that's what this whole documentary is about. So, or series is about. So nothing intimidating, but just really keen to train harder than ever and chase them down.
Okay, our first athlete from Scotland is Chris Beatham, Scotland's strongest man.
Come on.
There is the whistle. Hear the crowd reacting to this. They'd love to see Chris.
Whoa. Even got nosebleeds for the camera. Woo! This doesn't normally happen. Nosebleed. My whole family's been ill for the last 10 days. I thought I was doing my best to avoid it. I've been choked with man flu the last couple of days. Right, it's just a build up of pressure. But we'll strip this, get a block press done, and then it's fun stuff, bench press. Been hidden away because I've not been training it. I need to train it now. I didn't have the foresight to bring it out when I was fresh. Yeah. If I can get it to my chest, I'll press it, all right? Getting out's the problem. Get my trusty service drop pad out. Best drop pads in the game. I will soon see.
There you go. Come on. Oh shit. Right there. Go. Against one. Up.
Bit tired now, but the primary focus for tonight was to hit my Viking for the block and the Dragonstone to go well. They were extras actually I did myself, weren't programmed, but you know, coach and I have a good relationship that he'll be cool when we adding stuff like that in when it's a big focus for the competitions we're doing. So always prioritise the main lifts that we'll be doing competition first, and then focus on accessories to improve those main lifts afterwards. So now we're going to do some reverse bandy bench and some shoulder stability work, some core, and then that's it. So this is a bit you can sort of switch off a wee bit, enjoy it, have some fun, and it's not serious, so let's have some fun. So we've got some reverse bandy bench now, working up to something that would be a real challenge for me for a set of 5, and going to do 2 sets of 5 of that. I've not actually spoke to John about his thought process behind this, but I want to, he knows I love benching, and I think his thought process behind it is that with the bands I can handle more weight from, you know, off the chest towards lockout than I could do without the bands. So I'm handling more weight for the entire duration of the exercise, and it's giving me more focus on isolating the triceps towards my lockout. And I think he just knows I like handling big weights, so we'll see how it goes. So it's at 0. If I pull that down, it'll show me just how much tension's in the band. So on the chest, it's going to be about there. So that's about 20 kilo a side. So it's maybe a wee bit too much band tension, but we'll maybe just put a bit more weight on it. I think he was wanting about 30 kilos, so it'll be 10 kilo too much band tension, but that's fine. We'll go with that. Any powerlifters watching that will probably be offended by my form, but this is strongman training, no powerlifting. I've done powerlifting. Got a trophy, got a t-shirt. I think why I've excelled in strongman compared to rugby is I'm not relying on anyone else. I'm just relying on me. So what I put in is what I get out. How hard I eat, how hard I sleep, how hard I train. You'll see the results, they'll speak for themselves. I could play the best game of rugby I've ever played in my life, and we could still lose. So still lose by 100 points, because I'm relying on 14 other, or 17 other guys, including the bench. So that's the biggest thing for me, and I think that's why I became obsessed with strongman and training, because I love training. Every time I train, I want to work harder than everybody else. Because that's what satisfies me, and then yes, the results come. Did I actually turn that on, Ross? That's the game. Come on, you fucking dick. It's good. Cheers, man. Right, that's bench done. Woo, thank fuck. Shoulder stability stuff is so critical and key to longevity in the sport. Everybody wants to push big weights overhead. Everybody wants to bench big numbers. But if you didn't do your shoulder accessories, you won't be doing it for long. Finished all my accessories and my main working exercises. The only thing I've got left to do now is a couple of sets, one core exercise, which is going to be hollow rocks tonight. I normally actually do quite a lot of core before I train at the start of my sessions. One, I feel it helps switch on the nervous system, but it's something that's so important in strongman to have a strong core, because it helps protect your spine, obviously. It helps you stabilise heavy weights like running with a yoke or farmers. Obviously, when you're bracing for deadlifts, you're bracing your belt. So the stronger your core is to bracing your belt, the potentially more you can lift off the ground. So Core is something that I've always tried to prioritise because I ended up in strongman because I fractured my back playing rugby. I fractured my back because I ignored core when I was playing rugby, and all I wanted was big biceps and big legs and a big squat. So here we are. Now I understand how important core is. Not feeling great, but normally I'll do other exercises that I'm probably a bit better at. I'm not that good at those ones, but that's why we're doing them, we're trying to improve them. That's my session done. Every box ticked. Everything I was meant to do I've done, and a wee bit more in some cases. So the Monday session is always a tricky one because it's the day after the majority of my events training. But yeah, really happy I prepared well for it, ate well. And although we've got a wee bit of the man flu, we got it smashed. So yeah, plenty more to come and hopefully enjoyed it. What's it everybody says, like, share, subscribe. Let's do that. I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks guys.